Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Love Origins, where we hear people's real-life stories of romantic, platonic, familial, and self-love. I'm your host, Candace Spencer, and today I have a very special guest, one of my really good friends for at least 7 years now, I think, Courtney. I'm very excited to welcome her to the podcast to share her familial love story. Courtney, please introduce yourself and share what you think are the most important things to know about you.
I'm geeking out because just hearing your voice, I'm just like, yes, the intro that I listened to, I'm geeking out. Hello, everyone. My name is Courtney. I am a lover of Jesus, my child, and what else is important to know about me? That I'm a lover of Jesus and my kid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So with that, you, as you noted, have a child. Before you became a mom, what were your thoughts on motherhood and being a mom?
Before I became a mom, I was a judgy pre-parent. I was a very judgy pre-parent, very strict, like with other people's kids, and very low tolerance. And I thought motherhood was going to be something that's, you just have to be that way. Like, you got to control your kids because these kids out here wilding. I used to teach, so I used to see kids who was wilding. And yeah, I just didn't have a whole lot of grace, and so people's children be cutting up in the store, and I'd be like, get your kid. Could you, like, why don't you just smack them in the mouth? Like, or why don't you just discipline your child, rather? Here, let me help discipline your child. Yeah, that is not it. That is not it. I thought motherhood was more about maybe controlling your kids, because I like to control stuff. I think I saw motherhood through that lens.
Okay. What are some of the other things you picked up being a teacher that informed your perspective about children, motherhood, all that?
I would say being a teacher, I often thought, this is of course pre being a mom, that everything that kids did at school was a direct reflection of their parents. And so kids who were disrespectful at school, I automatically made an assumption about their parents and the effort that maybe I felt like their parents were making or not. And but teaching also taught me, I guess, in a way that reflects, like, that's shown in my mothering, is, you got 30 different kids with 30 different ways to teach them. And as a mother, I have one kid, but there's 30 different ways to love that one child. Like, it's not just one size fits all. Like, you got to be able to kind of go with the flow a little bit. You got to be reflective and not judgmental. And when you got an attitude, you the adult. That's something else from teaching. The kids come in the schoolroom with the attitude, and they upset about X or Y or Z. And instead of, they lash out at you. And as a teacher, you can't roll up on them. But you have to respond and realize, like, these kids come in with the whole nother life, all these other experiences. Same thing with my kid. Like, I don't want to ever send her to school with us having argued or, me fussing at her before school. But sometimes that happens, and I know that may be reflected in the classroom. I don't know if that's the answer. your question.
Yeah, that's a good answer to my question. Thank you. Okay, so can you take us back to the beginning of your motherhood journey? Kind of what that was like, what you were feeling, anything you want to share there?
Sure. So the beginning of my motherhood journey, as many things start out with, like with me, it's a plan. So she was, I was married. We planned to have a baby. And I remember, was I at the gym? Like, my brother had just gotten married. And I think I was at the gym. And I realized, I've been a little odd. I know that we had been trying. Let me go and see. Let's go see. Like, let's go take a couple of tests. So I went to the Dollar Tree because
the Dollar Tree.
So I went and I got two, like a blue one and a pink one, whatever those, the blue one and the pink one. I got those at like the Walgreens or the CVS, and then I went to make sure I got like 6 or 7 at the Dollar Tree.
Okay.
And so I went and took the tests, and every last one of them said pregnant, plus, And so I put them, well, at that moment, I remember thinking, whoa, like, there ain't no going back. There's a person in this person. Like, there's a person in here. And being so excited, but also a little apprehensive about sharing the news with my husband. Because even though we had planned to get pregnant, I didn't know what the reaction was gonna be. So I was excited. I remember I have pictures of, like, I staged like pictures, like, I'm so excited. That's when I don't even think I did have a camera phone. I remember, like, I have to find it because I'm looking at it and my hair is a mess and I'm just like, because everything has to be planned. So I remember putting the pregnancy test. I almost called them something else, but I put the pregnancy test in a gift box because I was like, oh my gosh, how am I going to share this news? And yeah, I was excited. I was excited, but also like, oh my gosh, I can't be wilding no more. Not that I wild now, but like, this is really, like, there's no going back. Mm-hmm. It's so, like, whatever my life was yesterday before I knew this, it is not the same now because it's not just me. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Did your pregnancy go the way you expected? Did you have any expectations about pregnancy?
I did. So physically, my pregnancy was great. I had very little, like, to no morning sickness. I only got sick one morning. She was always healthy. We went, regular doctor's visits. It was, the physical part of the pregnancy was, you couldn't have asked for like a more seamless pregnancy. Like, no issues the whole time.
That's awesome.
That part was beautiful. Yeah, and a blessing. Very much a blessing.
Okay. Did you have a birthing plan?
I think I had a birthing plan, but the plan was go as far as you can without medication.
Okay.
And then when you can't take it no more, ask for the medication.
Okay.
And that's basically what I did.
Okay, so you went according to plan. Okay.
Yeah, we went according to plan. They wanted to give me Pitocin when I first walked in the hospital, and I was like, no, thank you. I wasn't one of those who's like, oh, I need to just rough it out. I just natural birth it was still a natural birth. It wasn't a cesarean, but I wasn't against medication. I
I
just
think
didn't want to be medicated spinal tap the whole time.
okay. So you have a very smooth pregnancy. Your birth goes according to the plan that you have set, and you are now a mother. What's one of the first things you remember thinking? What's one of the first things that kind of changed for you that you became aware of?
Um, I'm one of the first things I remember, like being aware of, like this kid is outside my body, and I feel like this fierce love, like this fierce sense of like I will bite somebody's face off for this kid. You know, that kind of like rah, mama bear, instinct was when we were in the hospital. She was slightly underweight, to the point where they wanted to check her glucose. So they would prick her in her feet, and she would scream, of course, because she's a baby, and you're poking her, you're sticking her. And the nurse came in. I think they had probably pricked her. It was on a schedule, and she had little needle marks on her feet. So because they kept pricking her, I don't know if it was every 6 hours or whatever. And I want to say it was maybe the third time they came in, and I was like, no. Like, absolutely not. Like, we're done with that. She's gonna be fine. Leave her alone. And I'm usually like pretty much go with the flow. Like, okay. No, but hearing her scream like that, I just couldn't. I couldn't. So I remember telling that nurse, go on somewhere. She gonna be all right. And like the breastfeeding situation, they in my experience, they tried to push formula, and because I'm a plan person, that was part of my plan, that we're gonna breastfeed, and so I'm gonna need you to stay over there with the formula. Personal choice. And they were trying to push formula, and I'm no. Well, she needs to gain weight. She's gonna be fine. Leave my baby alone. And then I remember praying like, Lord, please let this milk come in. Please let this milk come in, because I don't want to starve the baby. Yeah. Not that she's starved, but
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, cool. And obviously she's healthy and fine today, so you're right.
Absolutely. She's fine. Everything's fine.
Okay, so you mentioned earlier that you were judgy pre-parent. After becoming a parent, how did your thoughts on discipline and controlling children change, or did they change?
They have changed quite a bit. I can say that my child knows that I don't play, but there's a lot of stuff that she gets away with that I know that I was not raised to get away with. And I also know that pre-becoming a mom, I would not have thought that I would let my child get away with, she asks a lot of questions, and I was raised in a you do as you're told. There's no questions. You don't have options. We're not talking about, do you want grits or do you want pancakes? I make what I make, and that's what you're gonna eat or don't eat. But but we're not going back and forth. You don't have options here. You don't pay bills. But I find myself wanting her to exercise what agency she has as a child, within reason, of course. But I would say that's I don't even remember the original question, but
the question was, you mentioned being a judgy pre-parent. Now that you are a parent, how has that changed, if it has changed?
So yes, I pre-parent, super judgy. all about control. Like, kids just do what they're told. They don't ask any questions. Kids don't have, you're not old enough to have feelings, so you ain't got feelings. Which is wild to me, of course, as an adult living now. But I would say I went from super judgy mom to like, do what you got to do to survive, because it's Hunger Games out here with these kids. It really is. And kids are tiny humans, and our job is not, God has not called us to control, our kids. He's called us to steward their lives, to guide them. And so it's a battle, because sometimes I'll be like, just do what I said. And there are other times it's like, no, this is a good tension. This is an opportunity for us to talk these things through. So that way that can help, hopefully she can advocate for herself in situations outside the home as well. So
what elements from your own childhood are you bringing into, or do you think influenced your parenting?
What elements from my own childhood? I would say that my parents, both my parents worked. I remember being in the 4th grade and being, they call them latchkey kids. Like, I would go to school, I would walk home from school, which I don't know if kids still walk to school nowadays, but I would walk to and from school. I get home, it would be a Hot Pocket, or make yourself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, like watchable, Tiny Toons or whatever your cartoon is. Take out the meat and, just be in place how you're supposed to be in place by the time I get home. And I'm trying to instill bits of that independence in her. Like, she washes her own clothes. She helps to clean up. She can cook. She can, she's not making gourmet meals, but like those independent skills, I think that's carrying over from my childhood too.
Do you mind sharing how old she is, for reference?
Oh, she's 10.
Okay.
Yeah, no, she's not 6 on a stove. Lifting pancakes and making collard greens and get to work.
Just for some context, in case people are like, is she 5? Like, no, she's not.
She's 10.
Child labor in the home.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So then, reflecting upon the past 10 years, how would you say motherhood has shaped you as a person and as a woman?
Motherhood has shaped me as a person and as a woman. I would say I give a lot more grace I want to say like inwardly, but like, because I would be internally judging people. So my first thought isn't, now as a mother, no, they know, but they should have, I could do better, that kind of thing. I always thought I could do better than X person. It's more, there has, like, something else is going on, and it's not about me. It's not me, somebody's short with me. It's not, oh, well, I must have done something. No, it's, people have a lot going on. People are juggling a whole lot, emotionally, physically, like on all the fronts. And so I give more grace. My thoughts are more graceful towards people. and myself included, the perfectionist, recovering, whatever you want to call it. And motherhood has really just shown me things are not gonna go according to your plan, and it's probably best that they don't, because your plans are half-baked, Courtney, at best half-baked. At best. And so it helps me to kind of loosen up a bit, and really I'm walking in like there are things that I know that God is calling me to surrender. And so I know that motherhood has helped me. Like, he's used motherhood to shape that in me. Like, you're not perfect, and that's the point. And so you model that imperfection for this child, who then grows up to know, like, mothering is hard, but it's not impossible. Mothering's a journey, and it's a journey of love, and it's a whole lot of stuff that mama gotta bite her tongue on, because everything doesn't need to be spoken. And so I know that God is using this to just refine me. And so,
what's been a challenging moment for you in your love story of motherhood and familial love?
I'd say the most challenging moments are, or were, and are around sharing her, knowing that, I'm like sharing her with the world. Like, she's going to be having all of these influences that I can't control, and having to pivot and, redirect. That's been challenging, and watching her grow up and form, like, I want her to advocate for herself, but the older she gets, the more she does it. And I'm like, girl, not over here. I want you to advocate out there. Like, wait a minute. And she's very observant. She's with it. And if you saying stuff that don't make sense, you're going to be like, I got to follow up on that. And I'll be like, girl, I don't need you to follow up. I just need you to do what I said. But sometimes I need to be not called out, but just, it makes me pause. Like, oh wait, does that make sense? Okay, she does have a point there. Doesn't necessarily change the outcome, but I hear you. So while there are those outside influences, and I do sometimes struggle with, like, redirecting her, because she go, so-and-so said such and such at school. And that wasn't in my plan to, like, there's no manual on how to answer the questions about X or Y or Z. So it's all, I think it's all about teaching me to be flexible, and also to rely on the values, the principles that I'm modeling and showing her, and just know that, and having faith that they're going to stick. I don't have to manipulate and control the friend group and control, everything to get the outcome that I desire. Hold her with an open hand.
Something we've talked about many times before.
Yes.
Across various aspects of life. Nice. Okay. What parts of yourself do you see in your daughter? And how do you feel about that?
Oh, man. So she is... Do you have people cry on here?
Yeah. I've cried on here. Oh, gosh, you're going to cry now? Oh. That wasn't my intention.
So emotive. and she wears her heart on her sleeve. And I know that it reminds me so much of me when she's like, she's having an emotional moment, and I'll ask her, like, do you need a hug? And she'll be like, yes, I need a hug. Like, I feel like it reminds me of maybe times when I was younger and didn't know, because I was raised in a time where, kids were seen and not heard. And kids are just so much more emotionally expressive, I think, now. And I think it's more acceptable that I'm posing the question that I wish sometimes would have been posed to me. And I mean, I come from a very loving family. I come from a very loving family that is, I just, even in my adult life, I also, there are times where I want a hug. I need a hug. And so I hope that teaches her to ask for what she needs, to be able to verbalize that, or, articulate that. And so she's very emotive like me. She looks like, physically, she looks like me. Mm-hmm. So that there are times where she'll give a look and I already know what the look means. And then she'll be like, no, that's not. Yes, it is, girl, because I give the same look. I invented the look. That is my look. You're stealing my look. I know what that means. So outside of the physical, and that's kind of cool because I look like my mom. And people always told me, oh my gosh, you look just like your mom. And people always tell her, oh my gosh, you look just like your mom. And so I'll look at some pictures and she looks like I did at 10. So it's wild. It's fun. It's fun.
That's awesome. What do you think the lessons you learned would have been different if she had been a boy?
Oh man. Yeah, I would say yes. And it's only because, and I don't have sons. I don't know this to be true. But I think with sons, maybe there's less opportunity to be the emotive, touchy-feely mom. Let's sit and talk about your emotions. I think that I don't know. This is just me thinking out loud that is maybe more of the dad's, connection. I don't know. But if maybe it would be because I'm a single mother. So it's like, so maybe there would be that connection. I don't know. I don't know because she's so much like me. It's like I'm mothering my 10-year-old self.
How does that feel?
It's crazy, is what it is. It's crazy. But also promising. Yeah.
Do you feel that you've gained insights about yourself as a person from parenting someone who is so much like you?
Yes. And when you asked that question, I thought of, and it left me just that quick. Ask it again and maybe it'll come back.
Do you feel that you've learned something about yourself or more about yourself as a person specifically by parenting someone who is like you?
Yes. I'm trying to show her it's okay to not be perfect, and that the striving for perfection it gets you nowhere. It shows, it's just like you're fighting against your need for Jesus, and so like you're always trying to like do one more thing to make someone like So I see the tendency for people pleasing, because I know that I struggled with that. And so parenting a person who's like me in so many respects, it helps me to kind of tell her the things that I wish I knew back then. Like just to plant the seeds, not to say that, they all stick, but the seeds are being planted. So I'm much more aware when I see things that look like patterns that I had or had. So take a beat and let's talk about that.
So we talked about things that you're seeing in her from how you were, but moving forward, what do you think you might learn as a mom? Like what's one other thing you think you might learn as a mom? You obviously don't know that yet, but you've got, the rest of your life to be her mother. So what's one thing you think you might learn? The question may also not make sense. I'm also open if you're like, that doesn't actually make sense in the question.
Well, no, like, I think God's going to, all of this is him showing me to let things go and not try to have my hand in things so much. And I'll say I'm excited for what that looks like, but I'm also not excited because that's going to require her to be beyond my reach in so many ways. And so I know that, she's going to grow up and more willing, she'll have a great, life that may include less of me in it, physically, not, So while I'm excited because I know that growth is what I need, I'm not excited because who doesn't like to be in control? Mm-hmm. Or at least, do the exercise of like trying to control every single thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I can imagine that's really hard. I obviously am not a parent yet, but I also like to be in control, as you know. Don't laugh so hard. It's okay.
Oh, you? What? What are you talking about?
Anyway, I think about that often because I think that's going to be probably a struggle I have as a parent as well, being willing to say like I want to do it well, because as someone who is also very independent and who really appreciates how my parents raised me to be independent, to be on my own, and to live hundreds of miles away from them like I do right now, I really appreciate that. But I don't know what that was like as a parent, to raise your child to be that way and to be okay with it. And I imagine even the parents who are like super committed to it and super like gung-ho and super, full of growth and the Holy Spirit and whatnot, I still imagine that was hard. Not kind of like my mom and my dad about it, but Yeah, I think so. What I would say is, as a child of parents, no longer not a child in age, but as a child of parents, um, I think she'll really appreciate it. I think she'll be really blessed by it, and will call you blessed because of it. Because it will allow her to live a truly awesome life that lets her do what she is meant to do, while knowing she always has you in her corner, no matter what.
Come on, Proverbs 31. You will call me blessed. Amen. That you will. You will. That reminds me of, I think it was Priscilla Shire. She was talking about, like, giving her kids these experiences. And, like, you know, I don't know if it was sacrificing to, like, take them somewhere, and they were being kids, like, oh, she was like, y'all will like it, and you will wrap up in comic books. That tickled me so, because if that is not mothering, you gonna do it and you gonna like it. Man.
What is the favorite moment for you, or multiple moments if you want to share multiple, in your love story as a mom?
A favorite moment is when my kid compliments me. Like, or when she's sharing something with me, and even though my mind may be somewhere else, like, I'll say, hey, I want to give you my full attention. Give me a beat. Like, and that means, like, give me a couple minutes. Let me finish X, Y, or Z. And how she doesn't take offense to that. Like, that's part of our communication. And then she talks to me about just the silliest things. Like, this happened in school, and I love that. Yeah, that's probably one of my favorite parts, when, you know, she's sharing things with me. And it's not in, like, I'm one of your little friends type of sharing. It's because, you know, this ain't that.
Just so we're clear.
This ain't that. But she wants me to know what's going on. And so I hope that continues. I pray that continues.
I love that. So she's now 10, so still in her, is it early adolescence, I guess? I don't know how kids develop.
I know, preteen. I don't know what you want to call it.
Sure. She's already having those interactions with friends, developing relationships, like familially, platonically, eventually she will romantically. What is it you're wanting to do?
I'm sorry, it was like you said romantically. Like,
I said eventually.
No. You did, yeah, eventually. Calm down.
I thought I was setting that well, because that wasn't the focus of the question.
And that was what I was like,
ew.
She's calm. Okay. It's just a question, Courtney. That was just a part of the question. It's not the whole question.
Oh, man. I forgot how I was setting it up now, but essentially it's like, what do you want to teach her about relationships across the board?
I think I'm even seeing that now as she's getting ready to, go into, middle school age and that kind of thing, and, friendships with different girls and these cliques and wanting to be liked. And, I want her, or what I'll tell her is that your real friends, the people who are going to stick beside you, you are able to have this. You don't have to agree with everything that they do or say. You don't have to think the same thoughts. You can be different and still have people who are your people, like people who like you for who you are, and you don't have to pretend to fit in. Like you're not everybody's cup of tea, and that's a good thing. You're set. You're set apart. Okay, and so teaching that to a 10-year-old isn't easy because, of course, having their friends like them is very important. And that's something I try to remind her, like, and also communication. It's okay to communicate what it is that you like or dislike or want or don't want. And that's important because no one's going to read your mind. And you communicating is part of you showing that you care for other people. And it also shows people how to care for you. Mm-hmm. And so when you're not communicating because you think that somebody should just automatically know, or, you're not communicating because you're mad, how that can do more damage, because then you're in your head about certain things because you haven't communicated them. So there's no dialogue. It's only this monologue in your head. And so you're not everybody's cup of tea, and communication is a good thing.
Yeah. I think that's a lesson that tracks across different types of relationships as well. So what she's learning now at 10 with her friends will be helpful at 25 or whenever she wants to get married and things like that. So
right. You mean at 45 when she wants to get married?
Sure. Right. Okay.
It's the control. Take it. Stop, Courtney. Cut it out.
No. That's not good. You won't have any control over that one.
I don't.
That's a good thing. We thank God for that. We thank God for having to trust him with the people we love the most in this world. Because he does a good job.
Because he can take better care of us all than we ever could take care of ourselves.
Yeah. He's the one who's responsible for these relationships in the first place. Mm-hmm. He's the one who's responsible for these relationships in the first place. So our closing question that we ask everyone, by we I mean me, it's just me. Why do you? I don't know why I said we.
We're a team here.
The royal we. Why? So side note, there's actually a Hallmark movie that just came out called The Royal We. And it's about how it's called, this is so unrelated, but it's called that. Because apparently royal people, allegedly, I don't know this for sure because I've never met anyone royal, will speak in like, not the third person. What's it like when it's like, what's the we person?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't either.
But I know what you mean. Like,
it'll be like, yeah.
We're talking on behalf of all the
royals. So she was like introducing her friend. She was like, yes, we present our friend Charlotte, and I was like, it's just you. Who is we? I was so confused by that. But he did the same thing. Then at one point she was like, can we just drop the royal we? And I guess it's the thing that royal people do of like, we are so happy, we blah blah blah. And it's like it's just you.
It's just you. Just say you.
Yes.
That's funny.
Anyway, that was such a tangent. But anyway, the last question that I always ask on this podcast of guests is, why do you keep choosing love?
Well, I keep choosing love. She's such a reflection of me, because I see so much of me in her. I think it makes it. I mean, she's my child, so there's that. Mm-hmm. But like when there's a choice between like being a little less gracious and being more gracious, I think I choose the more when I choose the more gracious response, it's because I know that God has given me her life to steward, and so I have to be very, very careful with how I speak to her because she's got, that's just across the board, like choosing to love people. Like we need to be careful with how we talk to people. And so I know I keep choosing love because that's my baby. Like, yeah, that's my baby.
Yeah. Okay. So then what is your pop culture tie-in?
So my pop culture tie-in is, can I say the name?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to censor me for sue me for infringement. Go for it.
Okay. I was like, I'm okay. My pop culture tie-in is, it relates to like a pastime that me and my daughter have, and we like to play Uno. We've got Uno in various forms, mini cards, big cards.
Okay.
We got, like, I think we got the 50th anniversary. We got regular Uno No Mercy. We got all kinds of versions of Uno.
Y'all about that life. Okay.
Yeah, we like to, I've taught her how to trash talk a little bit. And our favorite, we like to, when we get into it, it's like, okay, Cletus, so we do okay, Cletus, I see you with your, your reverse, your draw 4. That's how you want to do me? That's how you want to do me? Take that. And so it's Uno is our pop culture tie-in because it spans the generations.
Absolutely. And there are no familial ties, and there is no connection whatsoever to Uno. It's every man for themselves. You either win or you are the loser. That is it.
These are facts. And she feels very strongly about her Uno skills. Like, she even challenged our pastor. Pastor, we have game night. I'm playing Uno and I'm beating everybody. He's like, for real?
I'm challenging the pastor. She's like, everybody can get it, even the man of God. Everybody can get it.
Anybody can get it. She is a Uno. She loves Uno, honey. She said, everybody can get this.
That is so funny. Wow. Okay, so I will not to ever play her then. Because I feel strongly about winning, and I would be upset if I lost to her.
I lose frequently to her. I do. I lose frequently. I'm probably going to lose to her tonight because I told her we could play.
Nice. Man. I love that. By the time she gets to be an adult, she'll be like a champ. Man. She could be a Uno hustler.
Champion? Listen, in the dorm rooms. Come on. Just joking.
Oh, man. Oh, Courtney, this has been a true delight. Is there anything else you want to share or tell the audience about your story?
I just want to say thank you. Thank you for your obedience. I'm serious. I'm serious because it's the pod. Do they call it the pod? The pod. The pod is a blessing, and I enjoy all your gifts and just hearing your voice and hearing people talk about all different types of love. So the focus isn't just on romantic love.
Which is valuable, just on the
listen, it is. It is. But also, bringing just as much attention to all facets. So, thank you. That is all I want to tell the people out there.
All right. Thank you. Love Origins is produced by Candace Spencer, with music by Anthony Spencer of Noisy Dreads, LLC.